Welcome back, folks. Jason Damico here on the Jason Damico Show, and we are at the Hilton, downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, at the Millennium Music Conference, 24th annual. My very good new friend, Mr. Gino Caporale, is on the show.
What's up, my brother?
And hey, man, thanks for taking the time to come up.
I'm all about this.
Tell me what's going on, because you guys, you're a big umbrella of music and distribution, marketing, all of it.
We weren't always a big umbrella. We started as a very little umbrella that was broken. And, we started moving. In 2013, we opened up the label. In 2015, we had our first number one. But it wasn't up until about 2019 where we were voted number one indie label by Billboard magazine.
Love it.
We had 2 number ones, 22 other top 40 Billboard tracks. And, the last year has just been bedlam. Anybody that tells you that, when things go good, it's easy, it's the opposite. When things go good, it's crazy, you're overwhelmed, and you now have something that was a business, but more of a hobby is now a legit label. And, you sleep less. And it's amazing because it's music. I would do it for free, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
What were the beginning stages for you with 418 or 418, however you want to describe it?
I worked for another indie label, and I was doing a lot of the work, and this distribution was through Ingrooves, which I have now, Universal. And I was friendly with a guy there, and I kept bringing him music, and the guy said to me, what are you doing? Why don't you open up your own label? And I was always like a street kid from Philly, DJ, toured. Never thought I could run a label, but I was actually running the label for who I was, working for.
Right.
And that's really how we started to do it. And like I said, we caught a couple breaks and we caught some fire.
Rest is history.
The rest is history, but it's a tough business, man.
What would you say for the younger guys out there? I mean, including myself, because I'm in my 20s, dealing with the highs and lows. Because we had Rob Schwartz on earlier, and Lou and everybody. I mean, it's just we're blessed to have you guys on the program. And like, what? Just some inspiration for the young guys out there, because the game has changed so much, even in the last couple of years.
The game has changed, and I remember having an iHeart Radio live interview, and I said to them, I was out of the business for like 16 years. So I produced records in the beginning. I had gold, platinum. I did edits on CNC Music Factory, Depeche Mode. I was all reel to reel. And then I was a big DJ on a Billboard Reporter on the radio. I got out of the business for like 16 years, and I came back in 2009. So when I left the business, it was vinyl and CDs were starting. When I came back into the business, it was like the EDM DJ was like God.
Right.
And there was MP3s. And
right.
So to me, I had to, again, start from the bottom. So I needed to be a very, very resilient, because I heard a lot of no's. So my thing to say to young guys like you or anybody that's in the business, no matter how good you get or more established you get, you want to hear no. And if you're not tough enough and you don't have tough enough skin, you're not built for the music business.
That's right.
Honestly, because you're not going to make a ton of money unless something really, really pops. So you have to be resilient. And number one, you have to have good music. I don't care if your social media is through the roof. If your music stinks, you're not going anywhere.
Flexibility, resilience.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And you know what, Gino, it's like people, right? If you can't be cool with people.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and you know each other 3 hours.
Just within 5 minutes or something.
We met a couple hours ago. Yeah. If you don't have the gift of gab, which we're Italian, so we have the gift of gab. We were born with the gift of gab. But you have to be able to back it up. You know what I mean? Like, you can talk the game, but if you don't know the game, it's, I keep saying it's just a tough game. It's just a tough game. But if you stick to it and you have good music and you believe what you're doing, I think music, again, is key. Your music has to be good.
For you, artistically speaking, as we kind of wrap up and with the DJ world, what are some of the trends that you're seeing right now that are kind of perking your ears, or things that are coming across the table that are sparking you up?
So when I got back into the game, it was, like I said, it was the EDM thing.
Right.
The DJ, it was Tiesto, and everybody was doing EDM. And then the last 2 or 3 years, it started switch into like house music again. House music was popular.
I'm also seeing this like organic kind of like mixture into the pot, which is really
right. And now everything is pop. Hip hop is pop.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the pop charts, and even you look at the dance charts, which we promote a lot. You know, there's a lot of hip hop artists, but hip hop now is pop. Country's pop. You know, everything is going to that pop genre, and then you hear 20 remixes of every song. You know what I mean? Like Lady Gaga is just came out. You know, you're going to see 20 or 30 remixes of that song. And the same thing is if a Cardi B record came out, there's 20 or 30, you know, dance remixes. So everything is pop, and that's the biggest thing. It's like, you know, back in the day, there wasn't a lot of, you know, like you dealt with different artists, but this pool was smaller. Now, man, the pool is huge. I think there's 700 songs they say that come out a day.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? And I think that's just my genre.
Yeah.
So you're competing against a lot of people. So that's the biggest change in the business is everything can be pop now. You know, it could be a rap record with chants on it, but it's considered pop.
You're a remix king.
I didn't do a lot of remixes for a while because the label started to get really busy. Mm-hmm. And it was like the label just kept rolling, and I stopped, and I just said to myself, I have to find the time, even if it's, you know, 24 hours to 48 hours, just knock out a remix. I got to keep that going. So I'm doing a lot of things right now.
What would you, as we wrap up, what would you say to your 15-year-old self if you could go back in time, knowing what you know now with this industry and, I mean, life in general, you know? What would you tell yourself if you could?
I have an 18-year-old son. I'll tell you what I tell him.
Yeah.
If you want to come into the music business, be ready to be strong-headed, and not worrying about what people say. If you know you have a good product, keep going with your product. Keep being who you are as an artist. You know, craft, you have to be well-rounded, you know. And again, like we talked about, if you're not tough enough to hear the word no, you're never going to make it. That's the best advice I can give you.
Any last words beyond that?
Me as a label, I'm only good as my workers and my artists. If my artists weren't good, the label wouldn't be good. So I may get praised for a lot of stuff, but if I have bad artists, you know, so you're only as good as your artist and the people to work for you. I
love it. Pretty much sums it up, man.
The truth, brother.
Hey, listen, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure. Love the show.
And links in the description box. Just send me anything. We'll set it up and cross-promote it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next segment.
Take care.
Peace.